basically, I took up a scholarship when I was in university. I was posted to the examination board where I worked for 4 years. And in between, I did a little bit of teaching in a primary school. That was kind of my first official way of getting into education. And of course, before that, as a student, I used to give tuition and things like that. Because I generally really do like teaching and I enjoy my students. I don't like the administration that comes along with it, but I'm thinking of student reports or having to put together results and things like that, but it comes with the territory. It's not something that I can farm out to somebody else to do. I really enjoy the pastoral care aspect of teaching because I think if you can radiate some form of care to your students and your students know for sure that you do care about them, then they naturally feel more encouraged to learn and to not let you down. And one way of trying not to let you down is to do well and to kind of like be the student that you want them to be, that they eventually become. Basically, I'm a business communication, or rather effective communication teacher, as well as an adjunct English teacher. So I teach at many different levels. I do like teaching adults, like kind of like in a corporate training or classroom setting, because my classroom management is not the best. But there are times I also teach at the university level, and it's okay because undergraduates are kind of the adults themselves, and they're some motivated learners. So most of them tend to talk to them as equals, so they like it. At the time, no issues with discipline there, and that way as well. When I was growing up, there was a sense of what was correct and what was wrong, and it was usually black and white. But nowadays, the approach is a bit different. What people think of is what's correct for a particular purpose and what's correct for another situation. So even if you have something that might otherwise seem like, I wouldn't say ungrammatical, but say like text messaging, people don't always write in full sentences. So yeah, for an essay that might not exactly be valid, it probably won't be in any context, right? But for a text message, it's completely valid because people use that platform to perform to communicate in a short way and in a way that's efficient. So if you're writing like an essay on a text messaging platform, that's definitely not going to work. One teacher who was really my favorite was my English literature teacher in secondary school, when her husband and they got into a car accident. Yeah, I was really, really devastated then, and of course it's still tragic when I talk about it today, but she has always been in my memory, and I would say that she was one of the people that encouraged me to be a teacher in terms of just from the way she took care of us and was so good at what she did. My biology teacher and chemistry teacher, Miss Siva, she was fantastic. And even one of my English teachers, Mr. Dennis Augustine, I didn't appreciate him then as much, but he used to read our essays and return them to us every day. And now as a teacher myself, I realize how much work that is, but that was that sort of level of commitment they brought to the table in those days without expecting anything very much in return, except that we did well. So yeah, I'm lucky that way. Emphasis on the use of IT, because there was like a little bit of a time lag. Between my graduation and me doing my postgrad studies, I only had to walk into the library a few times because all the journals and so many of the things that are the reference materials were all put online and we had soft copy to refer to. So that's definitely changed. Like an emphasis on skills based, and yes, knowledge is important, but there's no way we can ever compete with computers and systems that can repositories of systems that can hold a lot of information. So it's really our value is being able to make sense of the information and the tools. I myself am an English literature graduate. It will not do me very much now if I just only parrot what I learned in university about Shakespeare, or the book that I did there, or any other book for that matter, nor but complement the sort of AI that we developed. That's a really interesting question, and I guess my answer would be kind of on the impractical side. Firstly, I would like to have with me a phone that's waterproof and solar powered and somehow can give me internet connectivity via data with satellite links or something, so I can Google all I need to know how to survive on an island. Must have tons of, like an inexhaustible supply actually of wet wipes. And last but not least, oodles and oodles of face, so that I don't lose my mind and I can wait till rescue comes. One way to help me young, and since I teach young people all the time, it also helps me feel more in touch with their youthful energy, because exercising of course keeps you energetic. And well, the backstory for me is that I used to be really skinny when I was like a teenager, or even up to the time when before I went to army. So I think I was around like 56 kg at almost my current height, like 182. And now, granted, I am not as lean as I would like, but I average 76 kg, so I guess I can say I kind of put on 20 kg like over the past 20 years, and that's something that I'm quite happy with. I mean, I'm quite happy with my figure now, although I'm still trying to get better. Yeah. So vanity project indeed. When I was growing up, I was always on the skinny side. I guess in both bodybuilding or workout terms, my body type is kind of an ectomorph. So I was really thin. I mean thin until you could see my ribs kind of thin. So of course people used to make fun of me in school. I remember someone calling me a stick insect, and I'm like, what the hell? Anyway, along the way, I found my journey into working out. I started my journey into working out, and then of course through army, and since then I've sustained it. More so because I just find it challenging. Of course, it helps me keep in shape because I mean, like any guy will identify with this gaining muscle, putting on some weight, looking better. It's always something that you want, especially when you're younger. And I was always striving to put on weight, so I always had a goal in mind. Like some people say when they work out, they need to enter bodybuilding competitions just so that they have a goal that they always push themselves. Like for me, because I started out skinny, just having to push that envelope to see how far I can go in terms of putting on weight and muscle. Yeah, that's something that always helps me keep my intensity up in my workout. And even today at this, I mean, I'm carrying middle weight, but I still try to push myself. I've always been interested in this area, and as you already know, when I was younger, I took up this kind of fitness qualification, the first level of it at least. And yeah, with a view that one day I might want to be a personal trainer. Well, truth be told, the market's a little bit saturated now, but I don't think I never say never, right? That's what people say. But I think if I ever did venture into this area, it would be more fitness in a holistic point of view, emotional, I would even venture spiritual. So a little bit more than just like a personal trainer helping somebody with his figure to shape. Because I think that there is a mental, emotional dimension to this, and if you get that part sorted, then the physical bit comes naturally very much quicker than it would otherwise.